finally, in an email to your electorate, you said there's been a survey of constituents. They want to dump net zero. So that is your view. You're going into these discussions wanting the coalition to dump net zero?
So my survey wasn't preempting what they would say. I actually genuinely wanted to hear from them. One of the questions was around support for net zero. Another question, 87% of people's power bills have gone up and they're actually really struggling. So they're not approaching this, my community, from an ideological viewpoint. It's around, they just are really struggling. They're trying to do their best. They're putting solar panels on their roofs. They can't afford the batteries and their bills are skyrocketing, and they don't want. 65% of people are surveyed, and there's around 1,500 responses, which I think is a pretty good sample, do not want net zero by 2050. So I'm a community MP. I feel really strongly about the views of my community, and I've been open in speaking about that.
Yeah, you have. So that puts you on the record on this.
Yeah.
Where's the weight of opinion at the moment? I know there has to be a process, but you speaking out is quite significant. You're on the in the shadow cabinet. Does it look poised that the coalition will dump net zero?
I can't speak on behalf of my colleagues. I know there's probably other colleagues who might feel equally as passionate the other way and think that we should.
Andrew Bragg has raised these questions, so yeah.
That's fine for them to say that as well, but we do need to come to some sort of solution where people aren't struggling like they are now. And if it gets to a stage where transmission lines are rolled out and it's high cost, then when those costs get locked in, where do we get to the point of no return and you can't bring down power prices?
No, but even if you dumped net zero, there's no quick solution that
I don't think we can say we dump
prices.
net zero and we've got no other policy ideas. Let's just go with that. That's not going to be the outcome. But we do need to get to, I think, a pragmatic energy policy that looks short-term, medium-term, and then long-term.
What do you say to your colleagues who think that if you dump net zero, and they've been on the record, you are making it so difficult for the Liberals to capture seats in metropolitan cities?
I think it's really important for us to hold seats like mine in Lindsay. It's a seat that you can never take for granted. I managed to hold it against the tide last election and the prior election, but that's because I listen. You've got to listen to your people, and other colleagues may not agree with me, but I know that's one of the reasons why I hold the seat, is because I take their views on their voice in the Australian Parliament.